What I'm trying to say in the final analysis, once we take control of ourselves, we have What I'm trying to say in the final analysis, once we take control of ourselves, we have to stop being imitators and be innovators. And realize we've got a continent 12 million square miles. Wherever our bodies are on the face of this earth, our cultural and political heartbeat is in Africa. Whether you ever go to Africa or not, that is your home, that is the home of your spirit, and that is the heart and meaning and definition of your commitment. And none of us, any place in the world, will be free until that continent is free.
The Masi Warrior Clan was created because myself and others like Brother Nahisi saw a need for a young African group to analyze information concerning the African phenomenon with no bias, with rigor, and with scholarship. We created the Masi Warrior Clan for the purpose of being an expert research team, of being a team that produced products, a team that was capable of producing products for African people globally to dispel myths, rumors, and provide them with accurate scholarship.
from Africa, but they will be able to tell you about Africa. They wouldn't be vaguely saying they from Africa, brother. Like when a European says I'm from Europe, he doesn't say I'm from Europe. He says I'm from Germany. I'm from a particular province. I still got people out there, right? You know, when people say hold on. When people say they from Asia, they tell you where about from Asia they from. They tell you their province. They tell you they still got people out there. These people will confirm that they are indeed a part of their heritage. But you niggas was calling y'all African? Oh, mysteriously, you have no contact with the people you say you descend from. So I don't believe you. Bro.
Hating Africa and hating the African, we ended up even hating ourselves without even realizing it. Because you can't hate the roots of a tree and not hate the tree. The roots of a tree and not hate the tree.
You ain't no Indian, please try again. Everybody know you's an African. And Malcolm X said, you can't hate the root without hating the tree. Now take a look at you, you's a wannabe Cherokee. And I told you before, you need some therapy. And why you never show the genealogy? You owe your ancestors an apology. And you know they turning over inside of their graves just because you don't wanna come from a slave. So you gotta take this whipping. I caught another apple slipping. Caught another apple slipping. Caught another apple slipping. Caught another apple. Caught another apple. Caught another apple slipping. Ay. Caught another apple slipping. Ay. Caught another apple slipping. Ay. Caught another apple. Caught another. Let's go. Caught another apple slipping. Caught another apple slipping. Caught another apple slipping. Caught another apple. Caught another apple. Caught another apple slipping. Yo, check this out, man. You wasn't already here, man. Dane Calloway lied to you, man. The research guy lied to you, man. Karimio lied to you, man. Your ancestors come from Africa, whether you like it or not. So no matter what you do, no matter what you say, you will always be an African. You can't deny the facts. You can't deny the evidence. You can't deny the genealogy. You can't deny the DNA. You can't deny it, man. Whether you like it or not, you are African. Call the abo slipping. That's all we do. That's all we do. Let's go.
Got some dewy-eyed thing that you got a friend. I still ask you to look at that mirror. And if nothing staring back at you is friendly, then you've got no friend.
How the fuck y'all find an African in my fucking family, but y'all ain't find y'all
own genealogy.
Shut the fuck up. That don't make sense, for one. Listen, y'all don't know what y'all did.
I feel like you standing on business.
Y'all lied on me, because y'all won't even know if that's me. And if y'all can trace that shit back to it's me, it's only 2 people in YouTube that got my information.
Yeah, he died by his own genealogy. You ain't an Indian, you ain't got a lot of me. Half of this track, best believe you lose a lot of sleep. Probably because you made it up to us honestly. You ain't a Cherokee, nope. You ain't a Chickasaw, nope. You ain't a Blackfoot, nope. Nigga, get lost. You just a fool with low comprehension. So I gotta come through with the henchmen. NAC, Sean P, Shy Son, Lucky. Don't forget Jay, got no time to play. Caught an apple slipping with his genealogy. Now he's a con and I ain't talking about a singer. I'm coming for the top apple leader. He ain't a teacher, he's a preacher. He can't keep up, so we leave him. Yeah, he died by his own genealogy. You ain't an Indian, you ain't got a lot of me. After the track, best believe you lose a lot of sleep. Probably because you made it up to us possibly. You ain't a Cherokee, no. You ain't a Chickasaw, no. You ain't a Blackfoot. Nigga, get lost. You just a fool with low comprehension. So I gotta come through with the henchmen. NAC, Sean P, Shy Son, Lucky. Don't forget Jay, got no time to play. Caught an apple slipping off his genealogy. Now he's a con. OTK. TKO. Now he's a con. OTK. Who died. TKO. Genealogy.
It's your boy Sean P in the place to be, man. Like the show, share the show, tell a friend, tell a friend. It's about to get interested. Real quick. So before we get going, I do want to say peace to the chat and everybody that's tapped in right now. Those of you who might be working, those of you who getting off work, those of you on your lunch break, those of you who don't work, you know what I'm saying, and you got time, you know, it's your boy Sean P. I see we got Fat Head and Meek in the chat. Zane, and that was good. Edward was good, brother. Ramon and that mob. N1 was going on. Rye. Public Enemy in the building. We got Sister Erica is sliding through. We got 227 Kemet hanging on. What's good with you? We got Keenan, of course. You know what I'm saying? I don't know what Keenan on. The bar reloaded told me to tell y'all to kiss her AWS. I don't know what some of y'all did to the bar. You know what I'm saying? But there's some kissing of some booty cheeks going on, is what she said. We got Willie in the building under his old lady account. Weirdest shit ever. And then we got Vyasa in the chat with the wrench, you know what I mean, handing out, you know what I mean, sources and all of that. So it looked like we got a nice little crew in here. You know, I've been on hiatus the last couple of weeks, of course. Man, we finna get to it. So this is something that I've been wanting to touch. This topic right here, man. These scammers, you know, it's a real thing. And that's the Tariq Nasheeds, the Dan Callaways, the Mike TVs, the Ab Powers, the autogenous ones. It's all that. And then some. So it's definitely, you know, some stuff going on. And I want to make sure that we, you know, tap into what we need to tap in. Tammy Turner, what's good? No Pseudo in the building too. Other people that ain't commented yet, man, that'll catch this live. Peace to you. Make sure that you replay the stream, share the stream, and it's up from here. So about 2 weeks ago, something like that, I'm minding my business, right? My brother Keenan sent me a video in the chat. And I don't know if Keenan is aware of this. Sent me a video in the chat on my TV calling himself a Native American, right? But he was talking about the Muskogee tribal situation where the Freedmen, you know what I'm saying, the Freedmen won, right? So Eric, I don't know if Eric will be in the chat, and I don't know if he's going to show up. But remember, I did that same show showing Sister Sharice. I ain't cussing her out, because if we just keep working on her, she'll come up out of that bullshit. But Sharice did a show, and she read the whole source. I even put a post on the Masi, right? She read the whole source, but when it said African descent, she wouldn't say African descent. She kept devoiding it. So I'm just trying to catch everybody up. So when, you know, so he's reading this article. Now, I ain't too familiar with Mike except for 2 incidences. This last one and the first time I heard that bull jump. And since then, he's went on, and from my understanding, he's created a website. He's offering a free ebook on the website if you register. He, you know what I mean? He doing the thing for clout. So he's on to the same thing. Now, prior to that, some other people had put me up on saying that he was attacking the Aboriginals, like the Diane Callaways, calling them scammers, like the APs and all them, right? He was attacking them, saying that they fake, they fraud, they this, they that. Then this Negro doing the same damn thing that they doing. So I'm finna put y'all up on game real quick. Hold on, let me turn my light on. Let me look at y'all real good in the camera. Let me get real close to the camera. Let me look at y'all. All right, I can see y'all. I had to make sure that the screen I'm looking at, I can see y'all comments too, without this other comments in the way. Name me or show me Native Americans with freckles. I'm going to say it one more time slowly. Show me an indigenous person in North America, the United States, where our feet are, that has freckles. I'm going to extend it now. Show me someone in Central America that has freckles and nappy hair. Show me someone in South America that has freckles and nappy hair. Look up why people have freckles to begin with. There's a gene expression that is going on with the freckles. See if Native Americans possess that gene. Look at Tarka. He says, you trolling, Shah. Show me a Native American with freckles. That's all I ask. That's all I ask. So anyway, they told me the dude be doing shows. He be on the whole FBA tip. He be claiming to be a black Native American. We're gonna deal with that. He be saying he ain't African American. He said we ain't African American. We indigenous to the Americas. We're gonna deal with that. You know, stuff like that. Now, Honey Clark, find me Native Americans that have freckles. I see what you said in the chat. They got some, don't they? And then you said, I'm not buying the freckles thing. Find me the Native Americans that have freckles. This research is going to get interesting when you get into it. So find me one. First of all, find out what causes freckles. And then find out if Native Americans have freckles. I don't know. I'm just asking a research question. Or do I know? So, anyway, Keenan sent me the video of Buddy talking about the whole tribal thing with the Muskegee Freedmen. I click on the video and I began to make some comments in the chat. Here's the evidence for that. He had 66 people at the time. He was advertising his TikTok, and he got all these stupid people in the chat. Here's my comment to show you that I was in his chat. He got a bot that automatically posts his link to his website that comments every so often. So I believe some of his views is fake as hell. And subscribers. I said, Mike, you have I meant to say completely, but it says completed messed this show up as you did others. You're not a Native American, and the Freedmen are people of African descent. And then I said something behind them. And then I said didn't win anything. So I'm dealing with what he's talking about. As you can see, he has something on the screen. Okay, so today I wanted to pull the video up to go to the time step of when I hop in the chat, because there's something specifically stated in the video that I wanted to play. And ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, children of all ages. And I don't even think Keenan knows. This video has been removed by the uploader. He keeps the chat on subscriber only. So I had to subscribe for 5 minutes before I could respond. I'm not talking about vitiligo. I said freckles. Come on now, y'all. Y'all got AI, Google AI. Somebody should have had an answer by now. The Native Americans have freckles. Come on, it's a fun research question. Fun research question. Google says they can have freckles. Yes, Native Americans can have freckles. Freckles are a form of hyperpigmentation caused by the body producing excess melanin, and they can occur in individuals of any race, including Native Americans. While freckles are common in light skin tones, they can still be present in Native Americans, especially due to genetic factors and environmental influences such as sun exposure. So find me the Native Americans with fucking freckles. What they look like. They got some images. I don't know if you're gonna see them freckles. But it's just a little research question. They express, hey, look, but here's the thing. When you look at them and then you look at my TV, you're going to see why I asked the question. You're going to see why I asked the question. Straight up. So, anyway, when I pulled up the video, it says this video has been removed by the uploader. Keenan, did you know that? The video that I show up on, he removes the video. And then he's got 2 videos about the same topic. So I'm trying to figure out, because I done scanned through. One of them 7 hours, the other one 5 hours. I done try to scan through and find myself in the chat. Here it is. That's the gene expression. All right. So let me stop sharing. Let me reshare. And let's get the show on the road. So now y'all know why we're here today. Now, before I even do this, because I know what type of person he is, I'm going to have to play it safe. And what I mean by playing it safe is that I'm going to constantly keep showing this during his video. And when I need to address something, I'm going to address something. And yes, I do have something. Well, you know what? I'm going to get into the video and then I can come back to his whole bullshit. But I have to show y'all some stuff. He hella fake for that. I thought he was a big chief. And ain't nothing chief about him. But let's go to the video. So as you can see, Mike TV had a video dropped 4 days ago. And this ain't the same video that I was on. But the video says Indian, colored, Negro, Black, African American. He's talking about the evolution of identity. There's no time in history that Black people in the Americas were ever called Indians. someone making the claim will have to succumb to who Columbus misnamed, and then that will put him in total conflict with his historical records. This is the beginning, right? So let me start some of this. Hold on. He got all this stuff right here.
And miseducation. As a native Black American and a member of the Muskogee Nation,
Look,
I understand the importance of tracing
this is him.
If you
Go
want
ahead,
to
two
learn
goddamn
about
video
native Black
feedback.
ancestry.
So they tell us.
So hold on. Let me go back real quick, because it's something that I wanted that he just had on the screen. Boom. Right here. So as you can see, Michael Lane Jr. Okay. Michael Lane Jr. has this citizenship ID from Muskogee Creek Nation. Hey, you hear me typing? Because you already freaking know. All right. And this is the craziest stuff what I'm about to do. And this is more proof of what the fuck is wrong with this guy. Look at his blood quantum, y'all. 1 in 32. That ain't even a fucking enough to qualify as a Native American. 1 in 32. So he's got some type of ancestry between one of his later grandparents that admixed with a Native American. That's what it says. Card expires 10/5/2028. So how did he get this card if his blood quantum is 1 in 32? We should call them and see. We should call them. Their telephone number 800-482-1979, extension 7941. Then there's a 918 number, 732-7941. As a matter of fact, hold on one second. Hold on one second. One second. Y'all should be able to hear this. Yeah, y'all know what I'm doing. Y'all know what I'm doing. That's my cell phone. I got questions. I'm on the phone. It's an 800 number, so I'm on hold. Let's go. What's the extension? It ain't let me put the extension in there. Man, that number taking too long, bro. I got a whole live stream. I ain't trying to play around. I need somebody on the phone. I got a question real quick. That's all.
Thank you for calling the Muscogee Creek Nation Citizenship Office. Please listen carefully as our menu options have changed. If you are calling for the tag agency regarding motor vehicle tags or registration, please press 1. If you are calling for the Human Services Department or need assistance with rental, utility, hardship, burials, or school clothing programs, press 2. If you are calling for higher education regarding college tuition assistance, scholarships, or grants, press 3. If you are calling for the Citizenship Office regarding citizenship ID cards, applications, verifications of enrollment, or certificate degree of Indian blood, please press 5. If you're
I know y'all busy.
Citizenship. This is Lisa. Can I help you?
Hello, Lisa. How you doing today?
I'm good. How are you?
I'm doing fine. Thank you for asking. My name is Sean, ma'am, and I'm trying to help a family member do some ancestry work, and they found out they have relatives among the Muskogee, and I found a website to help them, try to figure things out as far as the application. But don't they have to have a certain amount of blood quantum to even qualify?
No, we don't have a blood quantum cap.
You don't have a blood quantum cap? Okay, so how do you qualify as a Muskogee?
You have to prove your link to an ancestor that's listed on the Daltron.
Okay, so if we just basically told you that we're, I'm generally speaking.
No.
Okay.
You have to provide documentation, starting with the applicant, original state certified birth certificate,
Mm-hmm.
and every generation in between the applicant and the original enrollee that you say you're tracing back through.
Okay.
Birth death certificates have to be submitted.
Thank you. That's what I needed to know. So, okay. So
do you know the original enrollee's roll number that you think you're tracing back through?
yes, ma'am. It is 115061.
That's not a roll number.
That's not a roll number?
That's too long. Hold on just a second. Let me get it here. I don't know if the original roll, any ancestor that has that long of a roll number, they're usually pretty short. No more than 4 or 5. Hold on just a second.
Yes,
so
ma'am.
did you look up and find a census card for this individual, or what information? Where'd you get that information at?
Yeah, well, the friend that I'm assisting provided me with a roll number and then also a blood quantum number and then a card issue date. But we were trying to get the cousin of it, to help with that same information. But I don't even know if the card is real, to be honest. But I'm just trying to help.
Okay. I mean, the cousin's not going to have the exact same lineage as you. So your lineage, they're going to have,
Right.
starting with the current parent, but you have different, mothers and grandparents.
Right.
So what was the individual's name you think you're tracing back through?
Lane?
Lane?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. What's the last name?
Well, the first name is Michael, last name Lane.
Michael Lane. How do you spell the last name? Lane, correct?
Yes, ma'am.
I'm not Maxine and Michael Wayne on the Dodge Road.
Okay. All right. I will let them know. I appreciate your help. Okay.
You're welcome.
Thank you. Thank you, ma'am. All righty, ladies and gentlemen. So before we get the show started, the first thing that she basically told me was that the Dawes Rolls number that we see on this ID on the screen is too long. A roll number 115061 is too long. Blood quantum is not a metric. There are certificates and information that are required. So now I am starting to believe that potentially this ID could be a fake ID created by Google. Now, what do I mean by that? And you would ask, what would pique your curiosity, Sean P? Well, for one, Muskogee Creek IDs look like this. This is close, Michael. But guess what? Blood quantum is there. But then there's an SSN number, of course, and all of that is blocked out. But there is something right here that is missing. There is no roll number under blood quantum. Yours showed a roll number under there, but you also have this same name as this gentleman right here, SD Mixkafalik. Who is that person? Because on your ID, you got that same name, and then you got David W. Hill written, which would be another person. So the authentication of such ID begins to, you know what I'm saying, pique my curiosity. Then I'm like, okay, all right, maybe you got a more up-to-date one, right? Maybe you got a more up-to-date one. And then I seen this little young thug right here. I seen his, right? Muskogee Creek Nation, EDN, DOB, sex, Creek, name, address, issue date, expiration date, signature down there. And it is what it is with that. Now I know this number is invalid, but you know, this was an example. And that was 6 years ago. So then I'm like, you know, Mike's show the little stamp on the side of it. I don't know where he got it from, but he floating that thing around. So then I'm like, maybe he got a blank, right? Maybe he got a blank, right? And he just started copying and pasting, right? So I'm thinking, you know, maybe Mike is just copy and pasting, and he just created his ID that he had on the screen. And I'm like, yeah, this looks close to what Mike put on the screen, right? Change up some information, you know, put the blood quantum being 1 in 32, put a roll number down there, right? Put when the card expires, things like that, you know, try to give it some validity and understanding, because you could take a screenshot of this and you can doctor this up and change the numbers and you can make this happen, right? See, it's got David W. Hill, principal chief name, right? You know, so it would look similar. But when I go back to, before I start the show, when I go back to Mike's, and let me make this bigger. When I go back to Mike's, I'm like, okay, he got the heel mound right there. He got the information right here But then I started looking at it more closely. I said, wait a minute. The gender slants, which means the letters are slanted. They're not straight. The birth date, slanted, not straight. The card issue date, slanted, not straight. The blood quantum, slanted, not straight. So however he created this at an angle, it is bogus. So before I can come out and challenge the validity of his ID that he keeps showing people, I said, I'm going to call the people live. Just so there's no confusion, just so we can get to the truth, or just so we can try to say, all right, maybe he's related to someone who was a Muskogee Creek and he's a freedman. One of his family members is a freedman. The other one wasn't actually Muskogee Creek. Try to give him some validity and benefit of the doubt. But the license that he keeps throwing out there to everybody does not look the same. Here's another look. I'm going to zoom in. Look, there's another look. Mike's is cut off. It's shorter. It ain't even the same length. Look what the Muskogee logo is on the license that you're looking at on the screen. Look at the position of the logo. There's a distance between that matters. So, okay, you got that. Then you got your name up and your address. Okay, cool. But the shit started getting crooked. That's when I started saying, wait a minute, hold up. Something ain't right. Something ain't right. Y'all heard me ask that lady about Michael Lane Jr. Y'all heard me ask that lady about blood quantum. Y'all heard me ask that lady about the roll number. And I gave the roll number. And she said, wait, that's too many numbers. That's too many numbers, Sean. What are we doing here? So before I even start the show, we already have a freaking identity problem. So here's the situation before we get it going. Here's what's up. Dear Mike TV, you talk so much shit. Kids, forgive me. Parents of the kids, forgive me. But you talk so much about African Americans and we ain't Africans and all this other stuff that you deserved the phone call that just occurred. You deserved it. You deserve somebody to finally go behind you and challenge your ID that you keep throwing around, waving on YouTube, and you ain't been checked by nobody. And I know you blocked me, bro. I know you blocked the page that came into your comment section. And that's cool. I get it. You know what I'm saying? Whatever the case may be. But guess what you can't get around? That lady answering the phone and tell me how it really goes down. And she knew I was just trying to verify. She walked me right into it. Cause they done playing with y'all fools too. But the audacity of you, bro, to go online with this anti-African rhetoric and then position it is crazy. Somebody in the chat asked me, so he's fake. He's absolutely fake. He's absolutely fake. The card don't match the nation info. He's got roll number is too many numbers. He's not the only person. If you're just joining us, and I know a lot of y'all are, we basically just called the Muskogee Creek, the Muskogee Nation citizenship forms, the office. We called two numbers. The 800 number took forever, so I hung up on the 800 number and called the local number. I got a lady on the phone who answered a couple of questions for us and told us what needed to be done. She says there's verifications in order for you to even qualify, and blood quantum ain't one of them. You've got to prove your relative. I said, I asked the questions. That's all I did. I ain't do nothing wrong. I was just trying to get some validity. Now, mind you, and I will say this on behalf of Mike, right? Because I'm an honest guy. Just because I asked about his name doesn't necessarily mean that the person on the roll name is the last name as Michael's name. That person's name could be totally different. But the problem is that there's some issues here. I don't even know why you blurted out your birthday, bro. That don't even matter. Where you got card expires, I don't even want to talk about it no more. I'm going to let other people see it. I've already showed it on the screen. But there is personal information below the roll number and not card expires. Even though it does, I think it might be a little bit lower than that. But there's some information missing, meaning, Michael, that you don't have all the stuff on the card right. And then look at the scribble over here to the, you know what I'm saying? That ain't nobody's signature right there, bro. The depths that y'all go to try to position yourself to be something that you aren't is crazy to me. But let's get into this show. Let's crank it up.
I understand the importance.
You're over here playing video.
Request to call right.
So he got up here, citizenship rights restored. Why do you think people on reservations discriminate against Black tribal members, but not the white ones? We all know the Native Black American revolutionaries, but can you name a Native American one? Can you name an African revolutionary? Can you name a Mexican revolutionary? We definitely can name African revolutionaries because the African and Black are the same. Why do you think Africans are obsessed with Native Black Americans? What? Why do you think Mexicans are obsessed? Why do you think people, you see, these are all the things that he's saying right here.
Back in. We'll get you back up here, Kelly. And yeah, Golden Pearl, I'm not sure what you're talking about with the audio. Everybody else says that they can hear me A-okay. Seek revenge, but he immediately advocated for national unity and peace.
Hold up.
With his.
I don't even care nothing about none of that. All he do is showing a bunch of pictures and shit, and he keep throwing up all these little questions right here. Right? This is his whole premise. right? Hold on the radar. This ain't Mike. But let's see what he say about the people on the radar. I don't even care. After we just did his license, bro, I don't even care. He's supposed to be talking about the Muskogee Creek situation. And that's what I want to get into. So here you go right here. But let's see what his issue is with this. Now, he can't do anything because this content not his. It belongs to Roland Martin. And this is for educational purposes only.
African Americans and the descendants who are part of this nation. Attorney Damaro Solomon Simmons has been leading this effort. We, of course, have talked about it several times as well. He joins us right now. Of course, co-founder of Justice for Greenwood. So go ahead and tell us what's up with the Creek Freedmen. Walk people through what happened today and how significant this is to Mario.
Well, good to see you, Roland. This is very significant because for the first time in 46 years, Black Creeks, also known as Creek Freedmen, will now have their citizenship rights restored to the Muskogee Creek Nation. This will impact tens of thousands of Black Creeks throughout the nation who will not only receive their birthright and their citizenship rights, but also have opportunities to have tangible benefits, life-sustaining and altering benefits like free health care, child care, education benefits, etc.
Okay, so explain to folks, why would they have free health care, free child benefits? What, as a result of the Muskogee Nation? Explain that.
Sure. Well, the Muskogee Creek Nation was one of the five quote-unquote civilized tribes who in the late 1700s, early 1800s adopted European-style culture, speaking English and having a plantation-style economy. And a part of that was the enslavement of Africans and of their own indigenous Black members. And so when they was moved to Oklahoma in the 1830s.
And I appreciate him providing that nuance. Some members of my tribe did have African slaves. Some members of my tribe had other indigenous tribal members listed as their slaves.
And continued to enslave and continue to discriminate against their Black members. They sided with the Confederacy during the Civil War. They lost, obviously the Confederacy lost the war at the time, and so they had to do new treaties. And that treaty of 1866, which was negotiated and signed by 5 individuals, one of them being my four-time great-grandfather, Cal Tom, ended enslavement within the Creek Nation.
You know, guys, it looks like TikTok just accepted my appeal. So let me go ahead and get the TikTok live stream queued up once again. So you guys, I'm telling you that the censorship, them folks on the res was mad that we was talking about the reservation being a ghetto. They said, let's get a stream shut down for a few minutes. Whatever. Anything to make them happy. But give me just a second. I want to queue up this live stream again so that everybody on TikTok can hear this video as well. Here we go.
Yeah, you heard him say my tribe.
And it also granted citizenship to all Creeks of African descent. But in 1979, the Creek Nation decided they did not want the Creeks of African descent anymore, and they illegally excluded us through their new constitution. And so we've been fighting that battle ever since. And today, their own Supreme Court affirmed that the Treaty of 1866 guarantees Creeks of African descent, also known as Creek Freedmen, to have full citizenship within the Creek Nation.
For folks who don't know, walk through how long this legal battle has been going on, because they were trying everything to shut y'all down.
Yeah, even when you came down, Roland, you saw it first.
All right, so that's the beginning of the video. I don't care nothing about takes, but we already read the article. So I just, for the record, I want to let everybody know that this ID that he's advertising right here, there are some major issues with it. For the record. Now, the show that I was on, he showed a source. He gonna picture and talk y'all to death. See, I don't have the patience for that. And I want to show y'all something. That was one of the videos. So I know he redone these videos. Because look, here's one. Here's the other. I'm over here trying to find myself. He removed the video. It ain't on here either. Now, this is the same dude who talk about pretendians. Look, I've already went through this. And boy, he really don't want no smoke when it comes to these images that he want to keep on putting up. But look at what he does here. Black Indians, they tried to hide me. Black Americans are not from Africa. Stop playing in our face. That's the name of his videos. Look, Pretendians Exposed. He's live right now. 5 people on there. Let me see if I can't comment.
Wow.
I'm blocked.
I hit a brick road, and I needed more help. So the consultation that I had with Mike
Over here advertising. He's a salesman.
very informative. He showed me a lot.
He's scamming people. I think I set this up to be subscribed, and it's been more than 5 minutes. But I'm finna get into some of his claims.
Who I really am, who my lineage is, and I'm excited to get started. I'm so happy to have found him, and I recommend him to anyone who may be
Lady, he lied to you.
road, who is interested in.
Oh, I ain't subscribed.
A little bit further.
Damn, I can't comment.
Have been able to get or just
can't comment. But he's over here selling. He's doing all the charlatan things. All the things that we've been telling y'all about, he's doing them. He's doing them. He's going to war with the Indians. Now he's going to war with who we call Mexicans today. The same people that are Mexicans are the descendants of people who first populated the Americas. And now they're misnomer to be Mexicans, and he's at war with them. You see what I'm saying? Like he's a whole sham bam. Man, I wish I could that video that he had, because in that video, if I play where I came in at, it had the claim.
Oh, guys, I actually have a
American that he was this, he was that they ain't fucking African American, and that they ain't been here. This is his website, and I'm just finna get into my bill. So here's the book right here. I don't give a fuck if you get it. You enter your email right there to submit, and he's supposed to send you a free copy or whatever the fuck this is. Reclassified: The Hidden History of Black Indians in the Southeast. Okay, we're gonna deal with that. This is the website. Look, for centuries, many Native Black Americans have been cut off from their true tribal heritage due to forced reclassification, broken treaties, and erased histories. One of the most critical. How do you know that so-called Native Black Americans have been cut off from their true tribal heritage due to forced reclassification? Where's the evidence for that? Broken treaties. What's the evidence for that? And erased histories. If the shit was erased, how the hell did you find it? You said erased histories, which means there's no record of it. So how did you find the record? One of the most critical clues in reclaiming your indigenous roots is your surname, a name that may have been adopted, assigned, or recorded in official tribal rolls. The 5 civilized tribes were among the first native nations to adopt European-style surnames, particularly after contact with colonizers and implementation of government records like the Dawes Rolls. Many of these surnames were later carried by Native Americans, who were either enslaved within the tribe, adopted into tribal nations, or recognized as full citizens before reclassification. Policy sought to erase their identity. What in the world is this in this reclassification? They ain't reclassified. Nobody has been reclassified. Then it says how this page can help you. This database allows you to search the surnames. So here's surnames right here. That's why the lady said, what's the name? Went under L's and ain't find no lane. But some kind of way, look, his name appears right here. The name Lane appears right here under Cherokees. Weird. Let's go find the creek. Shit's crazy. Creeks. Here we go. Here we go, yo. Here we go, yo. HIJKLs. Name ain't even in there. Lane ain't even in there. He just up here lying, man. Book list. Oh, you got to sign in to some shit. Scam. Scam God. I can't even get back. Anyway, let me deal with something real quick. Let me stop sharing. Oh, I just needed to refresh my screen. Let me stop sharing because I need to open up something else. Motherfuckers a scam. Scam artist. I showed y'all this book before. Black Indians are hidden here, right here. William Katz book. Black Indians. William Katz defined who, in his book, he defined who the Black Indians were. It's early on in the book. I just forget where it's at. It's in the introduction somewhere. Black Indians. The very words make most people shake. Can y'all see that? Let me know if y'all can see it. Oh, y'all can't see shit. Hold on. Let me know if y'all can see that. Nope. Okay. So it's doing it again. Never mind. Because I can't share it. So I've already showed y'all how William Katz defined, how he already defined who the Black Indians were. And he clearly makes the distinction. 3 great races, red, white, and black, built the Americas today. Their contributions are interrelationships, have filled libraries with scholarly studies. He goes on to says some stuff about Native Americans and Europeans, and then says Africans have been solely studied. And then as you continue on in this introduction, he says Black Indians, like other Afro-Americans, have been treated by the writers of history as invisible. I'm gonna run it back. So he says, he was talking about Carter G. Woodson. It's on page 5. But he runs down and Carter G. Woodson is saying something. Then he says something about Black Indians. See, this is how people F up. So he says that it's not the U.S. Chronicles of the past failed Black Indian heritage, yada, 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 yada. Omission and not distortion, yada, 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 yada. He says, mentions distortion, serious spring here in the story of Black Indians of Americas. Observers not expecting to find Africans among Indians did not report their presence. Then he goes on and talks about that, but he clearly defined it, and I showed this before. Black Indian presence on the U.S. frontier never fully weighed the evidence. The Black West gave the Black Indian mind attention in the 3rd edition. But this book will confuse the hell out of people until you read it. But you have to read the introduction, because he defines it, and he tells you that the Black Indians are people of African descent. And he even talks about half-breeds. I have defined Black Indians as people who have a dual ancestry, or Black people who have lived for some time with Native Americans. When slaves escaped to the woods and joined and began remote communities, they are called by the Spanish term Maroons. That's his definition. I have defined Black Indians as people who have a dual ancestry, or Black people who have lived for some time with Native Americans. Who are the Black people that he is talking about? If you go right before that, he tells you the Africans. In discussing the time when most foreigners in America came from either Europe or Africa, I've used such words as Spaniard or African when it is clear they were born in the Western Hemisphere. I then use the terms as white, Black, or Afro-American. I have not designated only U.S. citizens as Americans, for the broad category belongs to all people of all the Americas. Them Black people that Katz is talking about in his book are from Africa. So that's one definition. So now that I know the StreamYard is effing up and I can't pull up this other book, The African Creeks, because y'all know that I gave y'all that book last week on the African Creeks, free PDF book. If you weren't here to get it, I mean, the last time I was live. So if you go into the description of my last live and look in the description, or if you scan through the video toward the end and look in the chat, which is replayable, there's a book link that I dropped in the chat for everybody to download for free. Why would somebody name their book African Creeks? So, Mike, you got a problem with Africa, and you claim that Black people, right, in America are not African Americans. You claim that they're Native Americans. We ain't never been called no fucking Indians. So now let me deal with little partial pieces of Mike and Dulcinea. I can kill two birds with one stone. And then instead of going through all the rhetoric, you know what, let me define it first. Let me define what a freedman is. I was about to skip all of this. A freedman is a person who has been liberated from bondage or slavery. In the United States, this term specifically refers to individuals who were formerly enslaved and have gained their freedom, either through emancipation or manumission. Emancipation typically involves a legal process that frees a group of enslaved individuals, while manumission is an act of owner granting freedom to a specific enslaved person. The 13th Amendment to the U.S. Constitution abolished slavery, resulting in the freedom of approximately 4 million enslaved people. The 14th Amendment subsequently granted full citizenship rights to these freedmen. One more time, in the Roman law, one who was set free from a state bondage emancipated slave. The word is used in the same sense in the United States, respecting Negroes who were formerly slaves. So, what about the Oklahoma Encyclopedia? This is something that I know Vyasa is familiar with. Freedmen. The forced removal of the 5 tribes and their homelands on the Southeast United States, the Indian Territory in the 1830s, also included African American enslaved by many tribe members. The transition of these slaves to American citizenship is unique in the history of race relations in the United States. It was a journey filled with contentious negotiations among factions of the Indian nations. The federal government, capitalist developers, black and white agriculturalists, colonizers, and the freedmen themselves. Efforts to secure the rights of these freedmen represented one aspect of the struggle that ultimately opened Indian lands to non-Indian settlement. Oh yeah, all my stuff is in the description of the video, so you ain't even got to worry about asking me for anything. It is there for you. I'm still defining what a freedman is. The Emancipation Proclamation and 13th Amendment freed all the slaves in the U.S. Hundreds of thousands of African Americans in the South face new difficulties, finding a way to forge an economically independent life in the face of hostile whites, little or no education, and a fear of other resources such as money. The system was made all of the more difficult because of the attitudes such as those of the Freedmen Houston Hartsfield Holloway, who said, "We colored people did not know how to be free, and the white people did not know how to have a colored person about them. In fact, many African Americans were quite prepared for freedom, as they demonstrated in 1865 after by demanding their civil rights, the vote, the reunion of the families, education, and economic opportunities." So let me be a little bit more general and specific. After talking about freedmen, so I want to go to a court case among the Cherokee Nation against Raymond Nash. Okay, Marilyn Van and another person. Although it is grievous axiom of American history that the Cherokee Nation's narrative is steeped in sorrow as a result of the United States governmental policy to marginalize Native American Indians and remove them from their lands, it is perhaps lesser known that both nations' chronicles share the shameful taint of African slavery. This lawsuit harkens back a century and a half ago to a treaty entered, remember, because he said broken treaties on his website. So to a treaty entered into between the United States and the Cherokee Nation in the aftermath of the Civil War. In that treaty, the Cherokee Nation promised that never hereafter shall either slavery or involuntary servitude exist in their nation. And all freedmen who have been liberated by voluntary act of their former owners or by law, as well as all free colors of persons who were in the country at the commencement of the rebellion and are now residents therein, or may return within 6 months. 6 months, and the descendants shall have all their rights of native Cherokees, treated with the Cherokee. In 1866, the U.S. Cherokee Nations of Indians on July 19th, 1866, Article 9, State 799, hereinafter 1866 treaty. The parties to this lawsuit have called upon the court to make judicial determination resolving what they believe to be the core issue in the case, which is whether the 1866 treaty guarantees a continuing right to Cherokee Nation citizenship for the extent descendants of freedmen listed on the final roll of the Cherokee freedmen compiled by the United States Commission of the 5 Civilized Tribes. Also known as the Dawes Commission. As partly reflected in the case of the caption, the parties to this lawsuit are as follows. The plaintiffs and counter defendants, the Cherokee Nation and Principal Chief Bill John Baker, defendants, counterclaimants, and cross-claimants, Raymond Nash, Larry Watson, Robert Allen, Kathy Washington, and Lisa Duke, as well as intervenor defendants, counterclaimants, and cross-claimants, Maryland, yada, 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 a whole bunch of people. All right, these are the collective freemen, descendants of Cherokee slaves listed on the dolls and the final roles of the Cherokee freemen. The United States and the Interior Secretary pending the court are the following motions filed. So here's the motions that are all filed. I'm not reading that shit. All right, so it says the treaty guarantees to the extent the descendants of the Cherokee freemen shall have all the rights of the native Cherokees, including the right of citizenship in the Cherokee Nation. The court will deny the Cherokee Nation's motion of partial summary judgment and to grant both the Interior and Cherokee Freemen's motion. The Cherokee Nation's motion to strike will be denied as moot. So people have a hard time understanding who freemen are. This lawsuit filed by these members at the time is similar to what was going on with the Creek, right? And the judge voted in favor of the freedmen. This lawsuit, and I don't want to skip ahead, but I am. But this lawsuit, ladies and gentlemen, tells you that the freedmen are people of African descent. We've defined it in other measures, and then we have a lawsuit or case law determining who these people were that were part of this lawsuit. You don't believe me? I just scrolled down and put it on the screen just so I could shut people up that might have an issue with it. The Cherokee Nation acknowledges that before the Civil War, some Cherokees adopted the American institution of slavery. Cherokee Nation's mem in support of moat for some J4 ECF number 233. See also Cherokee Freemen's Op BR4 ECF number 235-1, stating that prior to and during the Civil War, members of the Cherokee Nation owned slaves of African descent. Although not all Cherokees owned slaves, the Cherokee Nation appears to contend that the practice of slavery was adopted out of the misguided attempt to mirror the systems of ideology and governance from the United States to avoid being colonized by the United States. Cherokee Nation's member in support of moat for some, yada, 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 going to cover their behind, saying that they was only doing what the white people was doing. It nevertheless indicated the Cherokee Nation was complicit in legitimizing slavery within the nation and securing the intended durability of the practice, as well as the disenfranchisement of a people of African descent. There's no black natives. There's no black Indians enslaving people of African descent. There is none. None, zero, zilch. But you keep seeing them admitting to enslaving people of African descent. And then they go on. For example, September 6, 1839, the reunited Cherokee Nation established a constitution that excluded slaves from the right to vote, excluded slaves from eligibility to obtain a seat in the lawmaking legislation department of the Cherokee Nation's government, and provide that the rights and the privileges of Cherokee Nations were vested in the descendants of Cherokee men by all free and non-African women of descents of Cherokee women by all free men. Yeah. That's how they playing the game. Gucci just hit me up. Hold up. Want a picture carrot top. Hold on 1 second, y'all. I'm gonna do this real quick. He trying to use my dog, and I'm finna make some money. Some money. Gotta get that bag. All right. At that time, therefore, the right of citizenship was strictly limited to Native Americans and Cherokee descent. 1839 Cherokee Nation Constitution also expressly prohibited people of Negro or mulatto parentage, either by the father or the mother's side, from being eligible to hold any office of profit, honor, or trust under this government. Yeah. Shortly after 1839, Cherokee Nation Constitution was established, and continuing with several years afterward, the nation enacted the punitive slave codes that not only served to recognize the legality of slavery within the nation, but also ensure slavery's endurance by preventing slaves from owning property, becoming literate, or otherwise being aided to seek freedom. For example, September 19th, 1839, Cherokee Nation enacted a law making marriage unlawful between free Cherokee citizens and guess who? Slaves or people of color, and imposing corporal punishment for the offense in the form of beating and whipping most harshly against colored males. Be it enacted by the National Council that intermarriage shall not be lawful between free male or female citizen with any slave or person of color not entitled to the rights of the citizenship under the laws of this nation. The Cherokee have a whole case law where they call the black people people of color. Process that. Process it. In the Cherokee Nation's Constitution, they told you undoubtedly that we ain't fucking with them people of color. So you got the whole Aboriginal community running around saying that they're the people of color, they're indigenous to this land, they're this, that, and the third, and then you got the fucking Cherokee Nation telling you we don't mess with the people of color. So here we have another divide again, because they're clearly expressing to us that the people that was enslaved by the Cherokee were people of African descent. And no, you can't intermarry, mix, or mingle with them motherfuckers yet, or we'll hang you and we'll beat the brakes off a male. The following year, the Cherokee Nation enacted a law prohibiting slaves and any free Negro or mulatto, not of Cherokee blood, from owning certain property and imposing the sheriff's duty the public sale of any such prohibited property, as well as an infliction of 39 whippings on the bare skin of any slave, free Negro or mulatto, not of Cherokee blood, who introduced or sold liquor. And then they have an example of that. Oh, don't worry. I made this available for everybody. You know why I did that? Because I know there's a lot of people out there that like to hide and lie. So we ain't got to hide and lie. There's case law separating the black person in America from the Native Americans. This comes from the 5 civilized tribes. So look, y'all know I don't play fair. I don't like drawing out shit. I like to keep it a one thou wow, and I like to make it clear. This is the descendants of freedmen of the 5 Civilized Tribes Association. All these people right here. Join us at the DF5 CTA 2024 meeting. Scheduled when, and then it goes on from there. About the DF5 CTA, our mission. What's our mission? The mission of the descendants of freedmen of the 5 Civilized Tribes Association, a 501c4 tax-exempt corporation, is to provide education about the history and culture of the African Indian freedmen and their descendants of the 5 tribes. These people did not exclude Africa. They said, yeah, the African freedmen, or they say African Indian freedmen, for those who were mulatto. Furthermore, the organization fights against ongoing racial discrimination against the freedmen descendants by using the courts, appealing to the Congress and federal agencies, organizing demonstrations, and appealing to the end of the public to fight for the enforcement of the 1866 treaty. Ladies and gentlemen, we keep hearing about this 1866 treaty as rights to tribal membership, including voting rights, rights to hold office, and the right to the Freedmen fight against illegal, immoral tribal moratoriums on the freedmen descendants' tribal registration and the fight against disenrollment, denationalization of the freedmen tribal members and tribal citizens. They telling you there's a whole site for this shit. Almost all the funds raised by the Descendants of Freedmen Association and African Indians of the Five Tribes Foundation have been used for litigations. They're asking you to donate. Membership and official supporter application. Yeah, everybody got that. Download it right there. Mike TV ain't even on here because these people recognize their Africanness. The DF5CTA handle business for the freedmen. I don't need to get into no books, no other sources at this particular juncture because Vasa is dropping them in the fucking chat. Mike TV is no different than Tariq Nasheed. He's no different than Aboriginal Power. He's no different than Dane Calloway. He's no different than Tachinis One, Queef Holiday. He's no different from Dulcinea. He's no different than from Sharice. All of these people have the compensity to misrepresent the truth and have done so intentionally, selling a narrative. It has been demonstrated here today. For those of you who joined us late, we called the Muskegon Nation. We asked questions and we got answers and we're edified in the story. There's no games that we shall play. None. We stand on business. There's nothing to hide here. They're all scammers. Notice how they never have evidence. Notice how we never get a question answered. Notice how the burden of proof is too big for them to bear. And notice how the goalposts always move if we're focused on one particular topic. Now, Shah won. Oh, Shah, you still in the chat? You said you wanted me to deal with something that dumbass Dulcinea has said about a particular group of people being in the Americas. What evidence did she show that would lead us to draw an honest conclusion based on that evidence to agree with her? She ain't show none of this. Not a single source. There was something extra to this show that I was going to add, but I hope Brother Not a Coincidence is listening, and I'm not going to do that. So what I want to do is something that I was dealing with, something that he has in his possession. I hope that when he goes live, if he goes live this week or one of these hours of the next few days, that he'll get into that. So I'm going to leave that room for Not a Coincidence. So I say must go gay. Okay. Mike acting like tribal freedmen, his own personal group to use and grift off of. He is definitely doing that, Thomas, Oklahoma. The man is an enrolled abo who took advantage of a tribe with very inclusive enrollment criteria. Oh, you late to the party, Thomas. We called the Muskogee Creek Nation. We had the lady on the phone. She told us the criteria. I gave information off the boy's ID that he is flagging around here. And she said that ain't right. There's no roll numbers with that many digits. To double down on it, his ID looks very fakish. We just deal with what we deal with. There's nothing too much, to deal with. It was early on in the show. You know what I'm saying? We got straight to it. Probably early 30 minutes in. Called them on three-way. The people heard it. Yeah, the people heard it. Made the three-way call and put them on speaker. The good old-fashioned way. Like I saw. What's up?
Holly told, black man. Holly told. That toothbrush was gonna give you some company while I got a few minutes to spare. Just to give an example, if you want to use this one, you can simply type in nearly factor 1177, and on that, it should take you to a database in that Oklahoma Historical Society and show you how easy it is to pull up somebody's doll's card, and it'll give the whole family, not just one individual.
Hold on, say that again. If I do what?
Type in Neely, and then you can either do factor or factory. They changed the Y after statehood. Well, they added the Y after statehood, but it's nearly factory.
Nearly factory.
Card 1177.
Card 1177. Dawes Rose, Oklahoma.
Yup.
So you talking about this right here? If it come on the screen?
Oh yeah, it should. It won't show you a photo image of it. What they did is they just archived.
Hold up, because hold on now. Come on. Slow. So this right here.
No, that's not it. That's just a brief autobiography. I've seen that one before.
Okay, so
look and see if you see the Oklahoma Historical Society.
Okay, so you talking about
that
this
was
one?
It right there. Yeah, right there.
Okay.
That's
I just had to
grandpa.
Real quick.
If you see Oscar, that's his son. That's my grandma's daddy. Just to show people. And the card number should be 4 digits.
It is. It says roll number right there. Roll number 3811, 3812, 3813, 3814. So how the hell he got a roll number with all them numbers on there?
Making shit up.
And none of it began with, like, you know what I'm saying? Like,
but I'm only saying that and showing that to show people it's not impossible to get this information, and it's not impossible to get access to these CDIBs. You don't have to make stuff up to do it, especially now. Was it fights along the way? Yeah. One of these days when I have some time, I might break down them sending John B. Sanborn down here during that period of 63 through 66.
okay. I'm tripping, bro, because, I mean, I don't know. I don't know what he was doing, but Thomas, we definitely called. I called live, bro. I Call live. We needed answers. Everybody heard it. Show, you know what I'm saying? Gave her the ID number, gave the dude name, all that. The ID look fake as fuck, and he keeps touting this shit. Trying to make himself look like something. I think he even shaved his head and the hair off. Looked like he might get alopecia. No disrespect. But he definitely looked like he got alopecia. Who else? Hit the link. Man, it's a free channel, man. The damage was done. I couldn't wait. I just had to do it. The damage is done. He went online and got a copy of the ID and made it. Had somebody who do fake IDs and put that shit together.
That's got to be a federal crime. They better
Right.
stop playing.
Right. Ain't nobody reporting them. Ain't nobody reporting them, bro. So he's able to get away with the getaway because of it. Well, you know. So I just wanted to go on record and show folks. Like, all right, if this is real, let's give them some clarity. Let's find some support. We either gonna find information to support or we ain't. Straight up. And no, I wasn't finna drag the show off all day. And y'all be like, what the hell? That's why I ran it down like that. We defined who the freedmen were in the whole nine. Hold on, hey Vasa, talk for a second.
I got to get going, but those links, that contested territory book, that'll give y'all a survey, anybody interested in reading, into the politics in between 1865 and 1907 of Oklahoma Territory to Oklahoma becoming a state, and is going over the race dynamics between whites, blacks, and Native Americans, and it will touch all topics that Sean covered today. The other links, one book I unfortunately couldn't find access to read it free online. Dang, I can't remember which one that was. It's two Daniel Littlefield Jr. books. But hopefully that last one I posted of his, hopefully Google will give you some access to that book. And that's talking towards the Cherokee Emancipation. I believe that's the title of it. That's a Daniel Littlefield book too. But anytime you see that name, you guys trust and believe there's scholarship there, and you're gonna get accurate information.
Yeah. So we ain't dealing with that fluke over here, man. We about to, truth of the matter. Is it? We ain't doing nothing else. We ain't talking about nothing else, bro. We just talking about the truth of the matter. We don't have to play around, or, you know what I mean? That's what we doing. It's not about arguing, fighting, or none of that. At the end of the day, it's only about the truth. So if people lying about who they are, it is what it is. But I'm just showing y'all, they scammers. He's a scammer. He lying. I ain't even got to listen to none of his shows. He put that ID card up there. You know what I mean? We ain't dealing with it. No thank you. We can't have that, bro. You playing games. You see, Yodi ain't showed up. None of the abos ever show up. I go on they panels, they never show up. So hold on real quick. Let me transition into the next retarded ass abo. I'm trying to be fair and give y'all something. Give y'all an opportunity to defend y'allself, but y'all scared. Look at, I'm finna show y'all something. I'm finna put it on the screen. I'm gonna show y'all something. Shit's crazy. I love how you try to title it to trigger response from people too. Love how you do this. Make it personal. Make it personal. Show us your how much you hate yourself. Ain't no motherfucking new evidence. Look at it. You FBA are lazy. Stop begging. Black Americans are not Africans. We are Americans. What? This how they title shit. Black people are the Aboriginals of America. This nigga done put up oldest Tulsa riots and then put up Lucia. Aboriginal power proves it. Let's see what this shit is. This nigga do a show every day.
Oldest surviving remains found of an American of an American inside of America, obviously. And the lady on the left is the oldest survivor of the Tulsa, Oklahoma riot. And I think what made me want to do this build and go into even more depth to prove the fact that Aboriginals, aka FBA Americans, does not have any African genetics. So we're going to get.
Okay, so if y'all don't have any African genetics, what DNA company proved that? What DNA company proved that? What DNA company proved it? He said have no African genetics. So what geneticist proved it? What geneticist proved that you don't have any African DNA? Lucia is from Brazil. Lucia ain't in North America. Lucia wasn't black. Lucia was determined. It was determined that she was not a black person. So how are black people the Aboriginals of America? How, Sway? You wanted to do this bill, nigga. How, Sway? And then you put on Walter Nevis' video, which been debunked by not only Not a Coincidence, not only by YK The Truth, not only by me, but everybody a long time ago, and the science behind it even said so. So what are you doing? Then you got Christopher Columbus quote up here. Look, claiming this Christopher. Look, the Americans had long before Columbus large cities built on stones. Oh my goodness, bro. This is crazy. Where's the source? Where's the source? Where is it? This is what I mean. Like they scam gods. They scamming the fuck out of you. Then he got Van Sertima up here. No cap. He do. Look. Look. For one thing, talking about a braid. Bro, stop the... And this ain't even his video. This is somebody else's video he playing. Let's go on to the next one. I'm just showing y'all how they be scamming y'all. clickbait ass titles to pique your interest so he can lie to your motherfucking ass. And then ain't gotta stand on business because he ain't gonna do it. Look, a whole nother video. Why the fuck you got Metanecha in here?
Were decorated with faded hieroglyphics, though the inscriptions were unlike typical funerary texts. Here, instead of gods and pharaohs, there appeared to be repeated geometric patterns and symbolic motifs hinting at the sky and water. At the far end of the chamber, resting upright against the back wall, was a large, flat slab of dark basalt stone, measuring roughly 2 meters tall and over a meter wide.
That's not in the goddamn Americas. Ain't none of that in the Americas. It says it. Look what it says in the video.
That shows something no one can explain. In early 2024, deep beneath the sands of Saqqara, a team of researchers uncovered a sealed tomb from over 5,000 years ago.
A real treasure trove.
Inside was a mysterious
What the hell is
that has experts freaking out.
Where the hell is Saqqara? I could have sworn that was in Kemet. What the hell is Saqqara?
A 5,000-year-old map of America found in Egypt reveals a dark secret.
A 5,000-year-old map in America. A 5,000-year-old map of America found in Egypt. Let's deal with it. 5,000-year-old map of America found in Egypt. And I'm going to show y'all this shit. Because I don't care. I'm showing y'all this shit. This website is from the GreeceHighDefinitions.com blog site. Mysterious 5,000-year-old Egyptian map depicts America. A mysterious artifact alleged discovered in the Egypt tomb has sparked widespread speculation among historians and researchers. This 5,000-year-old map is claimed by some to depict American continents centuries before Columbus and long before recorded transatlantic contact. While unverified, the claims surrounding the map ignite debates about what ancient civilizations have truly known. According to an archaeologist, the artifact was uncovered in a sealed tomb. What makes it particularly intriguing is not just its age, but what it appears to represent: coastlines, land masses, and topographical features that resemble North and South America. Theories of contact between old and New World civilizations are not new. Researchers have long noted architectural parallels between Egypt pyramid and Mesoamerican step pyramids, while most archaeologists attribute these similarities to the coincidence of independent development. Some wonder if there is a story. Could such a map be the missing piece of evidence, tangible proof of early cultural exchange? Skeptics are quick to point out that no peer-reviewed publication has confirmed the map's existence. No images, coordinates, or academic citations have surfaced to support the claim, leaving it shrouded in rumor. The artifact is either being kept from public view or reports stem from misrepresentation of an unrelated object. Ancient Egyptian artwork and inscriptions frequently incorporate symbolic geography, stylized depictions of real and mythical lands. What appears to be a map of America might simply be a representation of the Duat, the Egyptian underworld, the four corners of the earth, or an unknown allegorical vision. Without accessing the physical artifact or independent verification, the line between legend and history remains thin. Y'all couldn't see that. This is what the fuck I was reading, my bad. This is crazy. This is crazy. This beyond the most 5,000-year-old map. Hold on, I gotta put it on the screen. I thought I was sharing this shit. Life and Life asked me a question. Life and Life says, do you believe that there is a distinct difference between Afro-Indigenous and African Americans? Yes. Hell yeah. A big difference between us and who they call an Afro-Indigenous. What is Afro-Indigenous? You talking about them people down there and down under? I'm waiting on your response. This the shit that the Aboriginal power and them be doing on their lives, bro. They be so fucking whacked out. They be so whacked out that they'll just put anything on the screen. Like, what are you doing? Why are you doing what you're doing? Do you not understand the validity of what's going on? Like, bro, why is you sitting here and you trying to sell us this bullshit from these fake ass claims that there's no evidence? Y'all just adding to it. We adding to it. Ain't showed the map, ain't did none of that. And archaeologists do not hide anything. They don't even know. So people just speculating. Anyway, let me get back to this dumbass motherfucker video. I hate when they do this to y'all. Cause they be playing on y'all ignorance, man. They be playing on y'all top so bad. And y'all get mad at me for cussing them out. And the whole time they said they can, you know, y'all happy with them lying to y'all ass. He give you an AI video and then play it for you.
The sealed chamber in Saqqara. In the early months of 2024, an extraordinary discovery was reportedly made near Saqqara, the vast ancient burial ground that served as the necropolis for Memphis, the capital of Egypt's Old Kingdom. A collaborative excavation team composed of Egyptian antiquities officials and a group of expert archaeologists from Germany had been investigating the site for signs of early administrative structures, warehouses, and storage facilities that might have supported royal tomb construction. Layers of collapsed mud, brick, and wind-shifted sand concealed much of the area, making the work painstaking and slow. But what the team uncovered was far beyond anything they expected. Beneath what had long been dismissed as rubble, they found the outline of a sealed chamber. The entrance was hidden under centuries of accumulated desert debris, apparently perfectly preserved. Its stone was intact despite the surrounding decay. With careful precision, they removed the layers covering the entrance and descended into the dark chamber below. Inside,
I want to hear Aboriginal Power read. I mean, Denzel, Calvin, Robert.
What's the capital of Greece? Athens.
What?
We going original. I know that sound crazy, but I didn't make that up, brother.
Wait a minute.
Brother Master said, I'm gonna show you on the screen real quick. I'm gonna just show it on the screen.
Say it again.
Now I can take it a step farther when I go back to some of the traditional wearing and clothing of some of the Muskogee Creek nations, and I go to some of the clothing of some of the Greek people. It's in similarity. Do I got to do this? I can break this all the way down from the Greeks to the Creeks. You understand what I'm saying? What's the capital of Greece? Athens. We gonna go to Athens, Georgia. Now, Master Self, I said Aboriginal. The ancestors of the Romans were Aboriginal. Now, listen, I know that sounds crazy, but I didn't make that up, brother. Brother Matt.
Say that again one more time.
Red Stick Creeks are in Georgia. Now, when you deal with Creek language, we're dealing with Muscovy Creek. Now,
it ain't no damn Muscovy.
Muscovy to deal.
Who the hell is Muscovy? This is the problem, bro. Y'all don't even know these people's culture, their language, none of that shit. Why are you talking about them and you don't even know their language?
A Greek connotation. And I believe that some of the words are similar if you were to spell Muskogee.
You just said who was the home to Athens. I'm trying to find that bullshit. I ain't go very far enough.
Yeah, the Creeks is the Greeks.
The Creeks is the Greeks.
The Creeks is the Greeks.
I'm done. The Creeks is the Greeks. I'm done. And y'all are the ancestors to the Creeks and the Greeks. Say it.
Greeks. The Creeks is the Greeks, family. All this is told in reverse. This history is not made of nowhere. Guess what? Where's the Creek Indians headquarters? The Red Sticks. Where the Red Stick Creeks at? The Red Stick Creeks are in Georgia. Now, when you deal with Creek language, we're dealing with Muscovy Creek. Now, Muscovy, to deal with Muscovy, sounds like a Greek connotation. And I believe that some of the words are similar. If you were to spell Muskogee in Greek, it would come out more like Muscovy. Now, I can take it a step farther when I go back to some of the traditional wearing and clothing of some of the Muskogee Creek nations, and I go to some of the clothing of some of the Greek people. It's in similarity. Do I got to do this? Because I can break this all the way down from the Greeks to the Creeks. You understand what I'm saying? What's the capital of Greece? Athens. We're going to go to Athens, Georgia. Now, Master Self, I said Aboriginal. The ancestors of the Romans were Aboriginal. Now, listen, I know that sounds crazy, but I didn't make that up, brother. Brother Master Self. I'm going to show you on the screen real quick. I'm going to just show it on the screen because I don't like the people. You know, we can just Google this. You can just go to Etymology Online Dictionary. For anybody that want to go or follow along with me.
And here he goes about to commit an etymological fallacy. He said the Muskogee Creeks are the Greeks. The Muskogee Creeks are the Greeks. If the Muskogee Creeks are the Greeks, how the hell did they get to Egypt? If the Muskogee Creeks are the Greeks, how the hell did they get to Egypt? He said it. Let's look at his argument.
Type in Aboriginal in your comment section on the Etymology Online Definition Dictionary. You're gonna go down to the term Aborigine, which is correct when you're using it as a noun. Okay, that's what you're gonna do. I'm giving y'all step by step for those that don't know what to do. Now we're gonna go to the definition and we're gonna see what it says for those that's confused on what the term Aborigines or Aboriginal mean. Person, animal, or plant that has been in a country or region from earliest time. And this is from 1858, and this was mistaken in 1858 as the singular. So Aborigines would have been plural, not singular. That's why I was said mistaken. But now in 1540s, the term Aboriginal is considered correct. Considered correct as a singular in English. Now from Latin, Aborigines. Now we're getting into the Latin, y'all. Now, Master Self, peep this. Now, from Latin, Aborigines, the first ancestors, inhabitants. Now, listen, this is where it gets key, especially of Latium. Hence, the first ancestors of the Romans.
What?
Possibly a tribal name. You understand what I'm saying, Brother Master Self? That's why I say that. No, that do not mean law, root words. I try to tell you that the word Jew means law. Now, when you dealing with the vernacular and the linguistics, when you spell Jew, J-E-W, it means you're doing bad law. When you spell Jew with the J-U, you're dealing with legal contender. You're talking about government fractions. So anytime you see Jew, which is judge, spelled with the J-U, you see judicial system, that's the J-U. You're going to see anything that's dealing with the legal procedures is going to start with the J-U. I'm giving y'all real linguistic breakdown right now.
Put a 1 in the chat if you believe this nigga. If you believe what he's saying, put a 1 in the chat. If you think that he know linguistics, put a 1 in the chat. If you buying what he's selling, put a 1 in the chat. Okay, if you don't believe him, put a 2 in the chat. Damn, ain't no 1s in there. And one said Greeks was Greeks. Ramon said, I want to fight AP for real. Facts. Man, he made me start eating my salad. He was stressing me out. I ain't had no food in 2 days. I done broke my fast. I'm eating the salad. What's today? Wednesday? Yeah, I ain't had no food. Let me see. What I eat Monday? Nope, I ain't eat. Yeah, I did. I ate late Monday. I ain't had no food since Monday evening. And mind you, I've been running and walking 3.19 miles a day. Most of us running. I can't run 3 straight miles. I ain't got the wind. I'll pull up on your ass after a mile. Walk about a quarter and then I'll jog about a half a mile after the first mile.
Root words don't know this, and he's supposed to be the man that know the word. That's why he changed his name to Black White Indian, nigga. I'm the real root words. Let's get that straight. I'm the real root words.
You was a root lie. Because what you doing on etymology.com, talking about the origins of a word, and then you're over here self-proclaiming that the Muskogee Creeks was the Greeks. That's a hell of a claim. Unchallenged. Unchallenged. That motherfucker said that Athens, Georgia is Athens. I need a map. I need a map. This is crazy. Let me get to a world map. Then I'm going to share the screen. The Muskogee Creeks are the Greeks. And Athens, Georgia is the home for Rome. So, why is Greece over here in the Mediterranean? But you just put it in the United States. How the fuck you get to Egypt? Again, I'm asking. How did the Muskogee Creeks over here in Georgia, in Athens, Georgia, which is East Georgia, in the backwoods, how do you get from Athens, Georgia to Egypt with no evidence? There go Greece. It's next to Turkey. He think we slow. This man think we are mentally retarded. And it well, not me, not us. His audience. His audience must be mentally retarded. Because how in the fuck Greece, right here, next to Turkey, right here, with the Aegean Sea in between it, how, and the Mediterranean in front of it, and the Sea of Crete in front of it, and then the Ionian Sea in the front of it, how is the Greeks the Greeks? Scam gods, as Rob Warren would say. I'm blaming True Story.
I'm gonna come off mute and blame that nigga too.
Yep.
Hey Sean, have you ever covered the skeletal remains at La Isabella?
I don't think we have. I think we pulled it up one day, didn't we?
I'm not sure. But the first settlement that Columbus finds when he gets here, La Isabella.
How you set it up?
In the past 10 years that they marked that there was at least 3 African skeletal remains there.
Yeah.
What I like about that study is how they distinguished the the, the difference by just looking at the teeth. Obviously, there wasn't any corn in the, forgive my son, in the Eastern Hemisphere. So they looked at teeth and you could see the carbon, dang, what's the word? I'm sleepy. But you can see deterioration from what corn does through carbon isotopes. It wears on the teeth. And that's how they could spot natives when they wasn't sure.
The teeth.
Yeah. This core having all that damn carbon in it, it is probably harder on the teeth than what we would uh, be eating over there, wheat, seed, rice, compared to eating corn. So that's a good way that they know the difference. But in that study, they proved that, okay, yeah, you did have Africans with Columbus.
Mm-hmm. They wasn't already here. That's why they buried over here.
I want to say it was 2 gentlemen and a woman they found of African origins in La Isabella. So that puts us here at 1494 for certainty.
Mm-hmm. And no dispute from me. Yoda's retarded. All right, let me hit play. Let's hear some more of this Muskegee Creek, all the Greeks.
Cause they're not gonna get y'all. They're not gonna break down this language like I'm telling y'all. They're not gonna break down this language like I'm showing y'all, family. And if you think there is, you got another thing coming. That's why I'm here. Drop those fire emojis. Drop those fire emojis for me. Let's get the chat flooded out. If you are outstanding Aboriginal. Shout out to my FBA because they coming into this knowledge. There's some stuff that they need to know too.
What you want, man?
How y'all gonna say?
What do you want?
How y'all gonna say that Columbus had some Africans with him, but he ain't saying that he had the African women with him?
He never said he didn't have Africans with him. We know for a fact he had Africans with him because he had John the Black with him, an African.
No, I'm talking about these 3 and 4 y'all talking about.
No, he said 1494. There's other people on the boat besides John the Black. There was another black person on the boat with Columbus when John the Black was on the goddamn boat.
No, it wasn't.
Yes, it was. It was two of them that made the voyage. You ain't even read the primary.
What's the other one name?
Go find it.
What's up with this female in 94 though?
What's wrong with the female in 94?
Are they brought up a female that early in the game?
I'm asking you. You the one brought it up.
I ain't never seen it before.
So why you asking us about a female?
Cause y'all just put it in the game.
We didn't put no female in the game.
Y'all said that it was 3-4 people that was there with them for sure. That was Africans in
Do
'94.
you not know that they was bringing people with them since they were fucking indentured. They were bringing people with them since 1492. 94 ain't gonna be nothing but some more. So why the fuck are you complaining?
Why they not calling them Africans like the other Africans?
Who said that they're not calling them Africans? Where did you?
Because they only saying that they only had over
Where
1 or 2.
did you get the claim that they're not African?
From the first blacks in America.
Where does it say that on the First of Blacks of America website?
They'll only say that it's 2 of them by
No.
1501.
Vino, stop lying.
Says it's only 1501 by 2, so I'm trying to see. Y'all talking about 94.
Show it. Pull it up.
No, you can find it out. We just chopping it up.
No, we ain't chopping it up, nigga. You making claims and you lying on the goddamn website.
I ain't lying.
Yeah, you is.
Go to the timeline. You will see.
I ain't playing this goddamn game. We already put you up on the First Blacks website. You knew nothing about it, nigga. And they ain't talking about the first black this and that was here in X, Y, and Z. We know exactly who accompanied Columbus the first trip he made. John the Black was on that bitch, and he was telling motherfuckers what was going on. The only reason we know what we know is because John the Black had to go to court and testify against Columbus for shit that was going on in the Americas. And they needed his verification. So they had John the Black on the court testimony. That's why we know what the fuck we know about who was on what ship. And then you want to talk about 1501? Several black people in the Americas by 1501. Columbus wasn't the only person that was making the journey. Other people journeyed alongside, especially around that time, 1501. Come on, man.
There you go, Sean.
Arguing with this idiot. I ain't got time to argue with that idiot. He done already been beat up. I'm tired of punching on him. Go learn how to do some fucking research. 500-year-old remains may be first of African woman to reach the Americas. You gotta be subscribed. Oh, hold on. I can get the article. I had news science. I didn't use up all my free shit. I don't know why he think people don't know what the fuck they're talking about, bro. We got the evidence. Y'all niggas have no evidence. Especially you. I'm going to the archaeological site. Well, Ars Tech. Ars Tech gonna give us the same article, but they're gonna credit the site. 500-year-old bones of African slaves tells a traumatic story. They are among the earliest enslaved people brought to the Americas. Archaeologists found the bones of 3 young African American men. The 500-year-old mass grave. Oops, wrong one. Hold on. You said the woman. Don't worry, I got it. I need to close out some of these tabs. Hold on, it's loading. "500-year-old remains may be first African woman to reach Americas." I'm just waiting on the article to load, and I'm doing myself a favor and closing out some shit. I got way too much open. Hold on, y'all. Bear with us. Pause for station identification. Let me get off this bitch ass nigga website too. Let me shut down this dumb video from Aboriginal Power, whose real name is Calvin Denzel Roberts. Hold on, ladies and gentlemen. What I'm trying to do is pull up a different source so I can access the entirety of the article versus what because I ain't paying News Science no money. I gave them some money before 3 years ago during the pandemic. I ain't getting them no more money. The ice mummy didn't pull it up. We ain't talking about Lucille.
John, they cover it in Wikipedia. They just don't go into all the research on the teeth on there.
Yeah, I know. That's why I'm trying to pull up the article. Well, a tertiary source that sources the article. This one even got it in there too. In their teeth, archaeologists found traces of DNA with 2 pathogens that probably left the man in a painful chronic illness. But their stories, where they came from, written in the chemical isotope ratios of DNA. All 3 men were found to be 25 years old, died of brutal physical strain and worn and torn on their bodies in the mid-20s, yada, 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 yada. We motherfuckers from Africa. That was in that one grave site. Dang, that mother will not get me past this. I got a blocker. Hold up. You just put some in the bag box?
I don't think so. I was reading the chat. Gullah want to come up here.
Link ain't in there. I got you, go. I don't discriminate. We educate. Man, how you see Gullah in this? Oh, there you go. Slice of the devil's pie. I was watching Belly last night. What you know about that Belly? on, y'all. This dude always trying to challenge something. Discovery of the 500-year-old skeleton in Dominican Republic suggests that it may belong to an unknown African woman. This individual died in her mid-20s within about 5 years of Christopher Columbus's first voyage to Americas, and is believed to be the earliest known individual of an African origin to participate in European efforts to establish a settlement in the Americas. This finding adds to the intrigue of early human migrations and diverse backgrounds of those who contributed to early American society. That's from New Science. And them busters trying to make me pay to read more. Hold on. Hey, I'll drop the link in the chat, man. Hit that link. Gullah, where you at? Wagwan, Redron. What you want to do, bro? I'm finna make the abos implode. They just keep on making up shit they can't prove, man. Wagwan, Redron.
How y'all living? What going on, man? Y'all can hear me?
What's
Yes,
good,
sir.
brother?
What's happening with y'all black men? Y'all been a little minute. How everybody doing? Hope the kids okay. All that good shit.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah, man. I've been at the loop for a little minute, man. Been about a month or so, man. What all I missed, bro?
Nothing.
Okay.
Nothing.
Same
Shit,
old,
you
same
went and
old.
took over them computers. You did what you was supposed to.
Yeah, man.
Oh, hold on. You did. You missed something. You
What I
missed
miss?
something. The Creeks are the Greeks.
Get the
In
fuck.
Athens, Georgia. In Athens, Georgia, is where they from.
Is there anything with Atlantis in this talking point?
Aboriginal power just said it, bro.
Damn, the Creeks is the Greek,
Yeah.
and they from Athens, Georgia.
Mm-hmm. He also said that the indigenous black man in America ain't got no African
So
DNA.
hold on. I gotta unpack this shit, bro. Is the Greeks black?
Yeah. It is.
They gotta be
Mm-mm.
because the Greeks is like they people, them black indigenous internet Indians, right?
That's what he said. That's what they said.
So the
So
Greeks is really black too there.
this is black. The black Greeks.
So how they get over there and got there in the Mediterranean?
I asked that, but we didn't get that information because,
He said I asked. How they get from Georgia to
bro,
Greece? But don't they say that the Greeks is like all kind of weirdo behavior and stuff? Now they claiming them. I'm confused, man.
And where that nigga that I always talk about, Guadalupe woman, in that bad archaeology site.
So who is Calvin? Because you said some. Who's Calvin?
Broadest.
Calvin Robert Calvin. That's Aboriginal power.
Denzel. Calvin Denzel song
Calvin Denzel Roberts.
is Aboriginal power.
Yeah, that's his name.
Is that the one that used to be RBG or no? Or is that the other one?
I don't know if he used to be RBG or not, but
Oh, okay.
Aboriginal power is the one from Knoxville.
Mm. Man, this shit get deep, bro. God, dog.
Oh, we called
Okay.
we called the Muskogee Creek Nation today.
No, you didn't.
Yeah, we did.
Where they at? Where they located at? Where the headquarters?
Oklahoma. Called them on the
Indiana.
phone.
Here's
And what?
gonna be a Muskogee.
I
And what? And
called
what
them
they
on the phone
on live? You ain't call them live.
live
No, you didn't, bro. Quit capping, man.
on the phone.
And what they say?
I was trying to verify Mike TV's ID card.
Who the fuck is Mike TV?
Yeah, he's an anti-African FBA. He think he Native American. He only say he say black people are Native Americans.
Is that the fat chubby dude with the fucked up teeth?
Mm-hmm. He likes
It's
it.
somebody. Mm.
Yeah.
Mm-mm-mm.
I let the
Yagella
nigga.
FBA got a new brother, NBA.
What the NBA stand for, bro?
What is it? What is Native Black Ancestry?
Mm, mm,
National broke ass. That's what that shit stand
mm.
for. You heard about them motherfuckers trying to boycott the African shops and stuff, bro?
And it showed me that shit. Talk about they going against the Africans, and I'm like, they don't even do that to the Asians. What a white man.
Man, check it, bro. From the people I heard on TikTok talking about that job, bro, they done got exposed. And this ain't no knock, make money how you gotta make money. You feel me? But
Mm-hmm.
these people damn near getting minimum wage. They got minimum wage jobs, bro. I'm talking like $12 an hour. 30. What the fuck is you boycotting? You already live in check to check. Ain't nobody worry about your money. Like what money? The fuck is you talking about? But yeah, man, I don't. That shit.
So real quick, 500-year-old remains may be the first African woman to reach the Americas.
Mm.
So this is the article right here, and you can read more on science. This the clipping coming up right there. Let y'all know. Think it's possible that she may be the earliest known individual of African origin to participate in European efforts to establish a settlement in America. David Weeder, Michigan State University, who wasn't involved in the analysis. Just so y'all know.
Let me ask you something, because I didn't mean to get sidetracked, bro. Because you
Oh, you
said
good.
something very, very pivotal.
Mm-hmm.
You called the Muskogee Creek Nation, right?
Yeah. Yeah. Mm-hmm.
And what they had said.
So first of all, the dude had his roll number on the ID. So I gave her the roll number on the ID. She said that's too many numbers.
Oh.
Then
Oh.
I gave her name on the ID. She said ain't nobody name like that on the rolls.
Oh.
And I asked about blood quantum, and she said, "Nuh-uh.
They don't do blood. I could have told you that one.
You don't do blood quantum. You got to prove it through. You know what I mean? You got to have that.
Lineage.
Yeah, death
Yeah.
certificates and shit like that.
Yeah. You gotta you gotta prove that they're your
Then,
people.
then I showed the license, right? I showed the license how it look on other people's shit.
Uh-huh.
Then I showed my TV shit all crooked and you know what I mean, bad copy.
And what they had say.
He ignoring that. He got me blocked on one of my pages.
On what? On here or on another platform?
On my other YouTube page.
Oh wow.
But I tagged him in the show though.
Was his name Mike TV on the so called on the so called tribal ID card?
Mm-mm.
Nah, okay. Dang, that's different
Mike
right there,
Lane,
bro.
Mike Lane Jr. His name is Michael Lane Jr.
Damn, Mike Lane. Damn.
Mm-hmm.
These boy ain't
Yeah.
got no shame, ain't it?
You go back early on in the video, you'll hear me call him. I call him on three way. I mean, on the two speaker.
Mm.
I said I'm trying to give somebody some help. We're trying to put their ancestry together, and I just need to verify something. They're trying to see if they're akin to the Muskegee.
Mm. So
Sean, I
somebody
had
just
no
said
idea
something.
that that's the nigga that started that NBA stuff. It's the
Mm.
same dude. I don't
Yeah,
know how.
yeah,
Never broke again.
yeah. Native Black Americans. That's his website. Native Black Americans.
NBA scam boy. That's wow.
Look, this is what I'm talking about right here, bro.
Oh hell no.
NBA. NativeBlackAncestry.com is his website.
And that buddy right there with the Nike hat.
Yeah, that's him.
Gots to be more careful.
Mm-hmm.
Damn, boy, they down bad, ain't it?
Yeah, Gullah, I threw that in the Discord. I don't know how I stumbled across it. And niggas
Look,
was saying Karl Marx is Frederick Douglass.
What?
Yeah.
Karl Marx? KarlMarx? Karl Marx?
Yeah, it's really Frederick Douglass. Yes.
How the
And the
fuck?
hair proves it.
And the hair, not DNA done by the hair, but just the hair itself.
Yeah,
no
the
doubt.
hairstyle. The hairstyle in the photos
The
proves that.
hairstyle.
Yeah.
Ain't that about a
No, you
bitch?
behind, bro.
That's wild, man. What'd you say, Sean? My bad.
Mm-mm. I said you wild. You missing, man. You don't know what's going on.
Yeah,
Look,
that
look at
that'd
the
be helpful.
pretendians. Look, this lady said Muskegee Creek Hill. Then she turned around and tell on herself. She's Macintosh
Macintosh.
family. You that means you're a freedman, you dumb heifer.
That's your cousin, Vi.
Only on my stepdaddy side.
Ah, hey, you can't make this up, bro.
So are we gonna be able to find the Greek script in the Americas?
You gonna have to. You gonna have to. It's in the Atlantic. It's in the Grand Canyon, Memphis, somewhere,
Facts.
bro.
Facts.
That shit is here. You know they be got to discovering new shit every day, b.
What about as Uncle say, let's look at the Greek pottery found in Kansas.
Out there, Kansas, bro. Athens, that's wild. That's different right there.
We need to authenticate my TV's tribal card.
The wild thing is,
I mean, you kind of already falsified it. Well, or lack thereof.
I
You
don't think
feel me?
AI would do it, but if you go back and you look at the historical accounts, the Greeks don't even refer to themselves as Greeks. They were city-state people, so they would have been
I know you know now you doing too much.
Athenians. And
You
okay,
doing too much, bro. You doing too much.
my bad. I'll be quiet. I'll be
Sparta,
quiet.
Sparta, Athens, goddamn Corinth, right? The motherfuckers was over there in fucking Georgia, bro. And they built
Mm-hmm.
the railroads too, and they was the sharecroppers, and yeah,
Mm-hmm.
all of that. They built
Facts.
Greece and America.
Facts. And we don't want to hear no more.
Andre 3000 do look like a what do you call him, Macedonian?
Like why you think PV Longway always eating gyros and shit, bro? Think about it. Think about it.
The long way.
Hmm.
The dumb way.
Literally the dumb way.
The dumb way. The dumb way.
Well, they do got Pastor Troy.
You know what?
Y'all catch. They do got Pastor Troy down
Leave
there. Y'all.
DSGV up out of this, man. Come on. He played a
My
pivotal
bad.
part in
My
motherfuckers
bad.
upbringing, man.
My bad.
Gold
We
grill and
ready.
beards with the lock company. He did too much, man.
We ready.
Can we keep right? Hey, Peter, PA Hill. You feel me? Yeah. That shit wild, man.
I don't want to hear nothing from none of that. You know what I mean? I'm just
Buddy
telling
got
it like
called out
this,
with the fake tribal card, man.
bro.
I gotta tell Feisty this shit.
That's
We
mad wild though.
we
Making a
need
fake card.
we need
And
more evidence. We're gonna have to
And
prove that.
then, and you got black Greeks that's really Greeks over here, but they was simultaneously same time in Greece, or what we call now the so-called Greece. You know, damn. But they say the people in Athens was boy lovers. They claiming that?
Yeah,
Never mind. I'll leave it alone.
yeah.
Yo, what up? Yo, what up? These culture vultures is weird, yo. They dumb. Like they don't think they be understanding the depth to of the indigenous people of the Americas, of how they adopted the Catholicism and the Christianity, and also the ideas that they saw those white Christians, those European Christians performing and doing to the Africans. So they adopted that same mentality. So that's why in those slave codes that you were showing, because that's what you were showing, the Choctaw Cherokee slave code, which they're not aware of, but they should be. I've shown them numerous times. But had they known, then they wouldn't have been able to, if they were aware of those codes, then they might adjust their stances and their claims and not discard the African part because the people clearly knew. The natives clearly knew. The Cherokee, they clearly knew because they said it in their fucking law. So what are you niggas talking about? Y'all were already here.
What up, though?
What's
What up?
happening?
What up, Sabio, Sean?
What
Was
up?
that Gullah? Who else on here? Gullah?
What's happening? Vi on here too.
What's happening, Bob? What's happening?
Cooling it,
Hey,
man. How
man,
you living?
I'm cool. I'm everything great over here. Hey, man, listen. What's happening is the scammers is scamming the scammers. Big Juicy done sold Mike TV with them cards. He,
Hold on. Big Juicy. You talk about Sean Homegirl, Big Juicy.
Big
I don't know who that is.
Big Juicy,
Big
Big
Juicy,
Juicy.
Big
Big
Juicy.
Juicy, Big
Come
Juicy.
on, Sean. Stop
With the
acting brand new.
degree. Throw that brand new shit. I ain't been gone that long, bro. I still been
Big
Big
messing with
Juicy.
Juicy.
Homegirl,
Who's Big
man.
Juicy?
Big Juicy is Sister
Big
Bessie.
Juicy.
Oh,
Yeah,
Betsy.
Bessie.
Oh, yeah.
He said who Big
Big Juicy, the scam, Mike made him what is he claim a Moscone,
Muskogee Creek.
right? And now I guarantee you he gonna be live tonight
He,
trying to get his money back
he was live now.
because he
Hold on, Trap. Hold on, Trap. He got the car from Big Juicy.
I don't believe it. I don't
Why
believe
you make hold on, quit trolling, dog. Come on, man. You trolling, man. He did not
I
get
don't
that car from Big
believe
Juicy.
it.
You know that, bro.
I'm not saying that. I'm not saying that Big Juicy don't be scheming because she damn sure be.
she damn sure be scheming. Her and that other dude that used to be Kemet Ali. They be scheming and scamming like a mug. Now they ain't got caught.
Big Juicy made up a whole tribe.
listen, when you called that number, Sean, I pulled over because I wanted to make sure I ain't lose my signal. I wanted to hear what that lady Lisa had to say. Hey, I laughed so hard, dog. It wasn't even funny.
I told you I called Gullah. I called, bro.
I pulled over.
I'm playing with them, bro. We can just call the people, bro. Let's just fuck all that. Let's just call them.
When that woman said them too many numbers, I bust out. I laughed so hard. I said, "Got him, got him." Now I need to go on this. Go on. He probably blocked me. He done blocked me so many times.
You gotta be subscribed for 5 minutes. That's a long ass time.
Man, I ain't doing that.
I thought 2 minutes was long, but 5? Yeah.
Just to make one comment and then he block you.
Facts.
Just write it in Greek.
And so now we from Georgia now, huh?
Nah, the Muskogee Creeks is Greeks.
Why them clowns don't ever come over here?
You know the answer to that.
Cause I got into it with the pseudo queen a couple nights ago, but I said I ain't got time for this.
Dulcinea?
Yeah. Her and some other dude.
What's he talking about?
Gonna say that no blacks went back to Africa because Africa didn't exist. So I hit the link. And that turned into, well, how the freedmen's own land? I said, well, how you become a freedman? He said, from being a slave. I said, ain't nothing else for me to talk to you about. It ain't nothing else for me to talk to you about.
Did she do a show on that talking about the freedmen? Ain't Africa?
Yeah, she tried to come in and save old boy, right? And gonna ask me to show the receipts of the slaves being bought in Africa. I said that's public information. I don't have to show you a source. You can source it yourself. I said, but the fact that he just said that in order for you to become a freedman, you had to have been a slave, and the slaves that was here were Africans, and ain't nothing else for me to talk to y'all dummies about. So at that point, there's 6 other people jumping in the conversation. So I said, I'm not doing this. I'm out. And I left it right there.
Yodi, stop, bro. I don't want to cut you out, Yodi, but you tripping, bro. You wrong.
Man, Yodi African, man. Tell Yodi to stop.
You know he African.
And you an African booty scratcher, Yodi, you punk.
So not only is you African, you're an African booty scratcher. Cold game.
Because you pump faking.
Damn, Yodi. You got called. Hey, bro, why is you smacking in our ear, bro?
I'm about to get off so I can eat, man. Shut up, big head, man.
Like,
let me get out. Let me get out of here before I had to. You know what? Let me get out of here.
Bullshit. Was Genghis Khan the only Khan of man? Listen what this motherfucker over here talking about with you.
Yo, this nigga trying to say the Mongols were Muslim.
Yo, you slow. You should start. Hey, Yoda, you should go to bed and start over. Cause you tripping, bro. Islam started Europe, not Africa or Middle. Bro, okay.
Yeah, just he needs to time himself out at this point.
Yeah, Yoda, give me 5 minutes.
Give yourself 5 minutes. Time yourself out for the last time. Islam started in Europe. So Muhammad wasn't in the cave in the middle of the desert.
He's gonna claim Saudi Arabia
Is
is.
Europe.
He's gonna say it's on the Europe continent because there's only two. Remember, to him in his mind, there's only two continents.
What?
Yeah.
Hold on. I don't know how that operates.
The American continent and the European continent. That's why he calls everybody Asiatic.
What?
And that the white man is from North America, and the black man is from South America, according to his research.
According to his stupidity. I don't understand the level of this shit. Like, are you actually not reading? Are you reading things that don't say what you're actually saying and you mixing it up? Like, I don't get it.
Yo, you got like a couple minutes in time out, yo.
And Sean, would you let him know he does not want to have a conversation with me about the Ottoman?
You just told him. I know him. You don't deal with this. Rick Debbie. What is this?
Like, people really think like that shit was boring. That was the boringest study I think I've ever done in my life. But I'm glad I did it because it brought out a lot of information I wasn't aware of and helped me.
First of all, my people into this email, so I already know this.
These niggas like Yoda need to go all the way back to school.
These motherfuckers be scamming like motherfuckers.
The internet, Sean, what you think?
I ain't got no.
They gonna try to get it.
They want you to call the number so they can get all this shit. They think you stupid. Send you a fake print email, all that shit.
As soon as you put your information in, bing, you got all hit.
Yeah, what they messed up at with me on their email is that the email that they sent is the wrong email. So that's how I know it's wrong.
Yeah, if you misspell my name, I know you messed up. Like, who is that? I don't know who you're talking about.
That shit. I don't know, it's a different one. Dude, I'm tripping. So I want to see the what they call them again? Muskogee Greeks.
What? Muskogee Greeks? Yeah, that's interesting. That's what I wanted to understand.
Because Athens is in Georgia.
How? Huh?
That's what he said. Because Athens is in Georgia. That's where the Greeks is from.
What? Hold on. I know what he said. It just doesn't add up.
Don't let me say add up. He shouldn't.
Like, I know there's an Athens, Georgia.
That's where the Muskogee Greeks is from.
Hold on.
The Creeks is the Greeks.
How did the Greeks get to Athens, Georgia? From Athens, Greece. There still is an Athens, Greece, right?
Oh, bro, you listen. The Greeks are the Muskogee Creeks.
So the Greeks were always here.
No, the Greeks come from them, the Abos.
What?
Those is the parents of the Greeks.
Hold on, it don't make
You
sense.
know how the Paleo
So,
Indian is the
so the
answer.
Greeks, so the Greeks went to Athens, Greece, from Athens, Georgia.
Bruh. There's no such thing as the Athens Greece because Greece is in America.
What? Hold on. So if I looked on the map right now
That
and
don't matter.
looked up Greece,
Don't
I
matter,
would
bro.
have put Greece on the map.
Nope. It's in America.
Huh?
So what I said, you heard me.
Throw these niggas in the trash, Kick these niggas off the planet. Get these niggas to the neighborhood. Shit.
I don't know who wants to debate. I don't think there's anyone that really seriously want to debate. Greece and Egypt is in America. Facts.
Hmm? And Egypt too? Hold on.
You've been saying that.
Because of Memphis and shit like that?
Yeah.
Please.
Bro.
These niggas can't be that stupid.
Where's Memphis at? Memphis is in Tennessee.
These niggas can't be that stupid.
Do you want me to play it again?
Son, no, please. Take these people and we all like, is there a way we can get these niggas some psychological, some psychiatric help?
Michael Glass said these niggas that lost their mind. Facts. They lost more than their mind.
Like these niggas need to call that, they've been for all you people that think Greece is in Athens, Greece is in America, and the Muskogee are the Greek, and Egypt is in America. There's a website, betterhelp.com. Use it. You niggas need better help. Stop trying to use YouTube as a counseling session.
Hold on, Samuel. So Ogun. So Athens, Georgia is Greece. Georgia's Greece. You live in Greece?
Now them niggas is wearing togas and shit.
I can probably get Dulcinea if Sean is at least nice to her until the debate is over. I'll be nice to Dulcinea. She don't, but she ain't. She definitely ain't gonna. Not with me. I'm not.
Like Rome.
He said Greece equals Rome. Yeah, Rome. Listen, hold on. Rome, Georgia, Athens, Georgia, is evidence for Greece being Georgia. They just changed the name.
What?
Georgia is Greece. Y'all tripping, bro.
Nah, these niggas stupid.
That man said it clear as day.
I heard it. And I'm still confused at how that shit even added up. Like the math just ain't mathing. That's like 1 times 1 equaling 2. That shit ain't gonna work.
Don't even matter, bro.
That's like putting your 2 left shoes on and walking out the house thinking you doing something cool. What the fuck wrong with you? And they mismatched left shoes. 1 black, 1 white. You think you on the water?
You don't know where you
at.
You don't know where you at, so yeah.
So I'm in Egypt right now, or am I in Greece?
Black Wild Indian. All those new words. Hold on.
So they just, how did they get Georgia out of Greece though?
It don't even matter, bro.
I'm trying to figure out the transliteration of that, Sean. How did they transliterate Georgia from Greece?
Hold on. Hold on. Let me up, bro.
Can you show me that transliteration?
Sabio, I need you to be quiet right now. Hold on. Hold on. I'm sneaking in somewhere. They didn't kick me out. They kicked me out. Hold on. Try this again. Hold up. Savio, you said you need to see a transliteration. Man, they ain't giving none of that.
Yeah, I need to see that transliteration. How they transliterated Greece, Georgia from Greece. Like, where did that? How did the R become an E? The E become an O, and all that. The other E become an R. What? How did that shit happen?
I don't know. Hold on one second. I don't know how I got kicked out, bro. Damn. I clicked on the whole stream, y'all, and they kicked me out. The reason why I said hold on, because your mic's still doing the feedback shit, Sabio. So anytime you talk, we hear that shit double. You must got them headsets in or some shit.
It should be good now. I think it's because I had YouTube open.
You mean to tell me that you had YouTube open and you talking up? Nah, it's still there.
Oh.
Four extra with the fake fingers. Bruh, come on, man. Where this dude root word at? This some bull jump. I came in through the opposition page, bruh. Only be. Let me see if I can find that bullshit. Oh, I got messages like a mug. Oh, yeah, I got that already. Everybody's saying that shit. Zesty TV exposed Mike. Yeah, Mike looks zesty. Sorry for your loss. Hold on, y'all. Purple lilac. 3 times yen, 2 times Sicario. All right, let's try this again, y'all. Hold on.
Put me in a pasteboard box.
Them mortician documentaries, they was saying how they was burning multiple bodies together.
Yep.
In
Yep.
order. Yeah, and I thought
And you
that
just
was
get like just scoop out ashes and put them in a box. Yeah.
That might be the cheapest
a mass whatever.
Mass cremation.
Them boxes are heavy as hell too. I was like, damn.
Yeah, I thought that was different. Y'all burning all these.
I carried my mom and dad around for a long time before I sprinkled them out somewhere. They was just like everywhere I went, mom and dad went.
I still got my uncle, but I don't know what to do. I think I got to put him in a liquor bottle and then.
Stream, y'all tripping like a motherfucker. I had to get off that. I heard a grown man say, "You sure can, boo." I had to get up out of there. I thought y'all couldn't see that. I was sharing my screen. I was trying to get on the show. They wouldn't let me up. In the midst of all of that, some grown man to a female says, "You sure can, boo." So I left that stream. They wouldn't let me up. I had my screen shared. I don't know why y'all couldn't see it. But nah, where you at, Samuel? You can come back. Samuel ain't saying nothing. Y'all tripping. I was trying to get on the Abo show. They wouldn't let me up.
Trying to get on the Abo show, they wouldn't let you up.
Nah, I kept my ass back.
Why would they let you up?
I don't know. I ain't know.
They're not crazy, huh? You know, you can make you straight a whole little kumbaya fest. The whole little effort came to fall apart.
That's crazy.
That's where Yodi needs to be over there being lied to. I don't know why people that, and I don't understand that either. If we don't agree with what you stand on, why are you listening to? Why are you in the chat? Why are you wasting your brain power listening to somebody that doesn't agree with you? I don't think I could do that. Why do you think I ain't never been in Smoke Signals channel or Aboriginal Power channel with none of this stuff? Because I don't agree with none of this shit they say. I can't learn shit from them. Learn how stupid they are? No, cool.
Bro, I just seen two brothers run up on this dude that killed their mama in the courtroom. The police couldn't even restrain them.
Yeah, that'll be kind of difficult to retrain.
And they could, their sisters and stuff over there saying, leave him alone, leave him alone, leave him alone. Like, nah, you got that dude in the chokehold. You want to kill him. All that. You killed my mama, bro. I'm trying to have you. Like, I'm trying to have you, bro. That's an old man, too.
Man, crazy.
They look, they wiggled up. Boy, they really cops from police. Drug dude off. He was handcuffed in the everything. They got some niggas on him too. Kicked him in the face and all that. Yeah. I don't know. I was just looking at that real quick. So listen, man, I ain't gonna waste no more time, man. I really ain't got no more smoke because you know.
Ain't no elbow joining in the path.
Yeah.
No smart one. Well, shit,
I did my business.
I
I did what I came to do. I called a Muskegee Creek Nation. You know what I'm saying? It is what it is. And that's it.
All right, Sean. Keep doing what you're doing. Keep the elbows in check. Keep them, don't put on their neck. Keep them running.
I'm
Yeah.
doing good. That's why. They try to look. They trying to get locked up so they can catch him in there inside. They
Nah, go ahead.
What the hell does Juju want? What you want, Juju?
What was you talking about? Who did you call?
The Muskegee Creek Nation.
No, I'm just bothering y'all.
I called the Muskegee Creek Nation to authenticate Mike TV's Muskegee Creek Nation card that he be showing on his live stream all the time.
And what did they say?
Them numbers wasn't right. You got to go back to the beginning of the show. Like 30 minutes in. For real, I called on speakerphone them people. I wasn't playing, man. Fuck all that. I can call the nation. And call them.
That's what.
Lady answered the phone. I seen they closed at 5, so I called 2 hours ago. Maybe 3.
What time they close? They close at 4.
I had to call before they closed. I had to be on the line. I had questions.
Who in the corner there? Who's that?
Vyasa. What do you mean?
Oh, that's Bubba. Duh.
And Savio.
Savio. Yeah, I know the E.
What's up?
I know the E.
What's up, Juju?
Peace, Juju.
Chilling. Well, I'm gonna go back to cleaning. It's like, what you mean you calling the tribes and stuff? Thought you was finna like get a powwow going. Or something. Damn, my internet connection trash. How is it trash in the house?
You can do the same thing online too, Sean. The exact same things that those operators listed. You can
Yeah,
go
I
online.
had to pull it up, but I just seen the telephone number. It just made it more fruitful just to call the people while y'all on the phone. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, I had to do that. Think about it, because if I just did
You
it
did
on
it
the
on.
web, yeah, it's live, recorded
Let me go
in,
watch that.
in the playback.
If you call the
Mhm.
Choctaws, they
I'm calling whoever on these Negroes.
if you call the Choctaws, they sing a song in their native tongue while you on hold. I just can't remember the name of it at the moment.
I don't care what they saying, but I'm calling on whoever.
That's cute.
And
Yeah,
by the
All
that was
right, how you
crazy.
doing, Buffalo?
so, what you mean? You must be back home now.
Who?
That aisle. You back home? You back, or you overseas somewhere?
Who you talking to?
You.
Stop telling my business. I'm home. I've been home. I did my Young Men's Summit. Done finished our summer program for the other nonprofit. We had graduation Tuesday. Young Men's Summit was last week, so I've been home. Been home working hard. So, it was Cardi Holden's sponsored book bags for 100 children. Sponsored, what is the book? I gotta get the book. Something Black History for about 50 children. Yeah, did all that.
Are these 50 kids, think they Aboriginal?
Did all that.
Do they think they're Aboriginal?
Do what?
Do they think they're Aboriginal?
Not from my understanding. We have some Afro-Indigenous children. They know they're like from Puerto Rico and things like that. Like their grandparents are Puerto Rican. They're half Puerto Rican, half Black. I have one here, and she would say half Puerto Rican, half Black. I said, you're Afro-Indigenous. You're Afro-Puerto Rican. You're not half and half. Puerto Rican has, African in the genetics. Not everybody, but some people. So, just because you got the mix here, that still makes you Afro-Puerto Rican. So, just helping them work through that as far as like identity, so that they can have the proper outlook on identity. So, none of them speak Spanish though. So, dang, what's up with my internet? Is that y'all internet or me?
StreamYard has been
Did you
having
hear that?
issues. Yeah, we heard you, but StreamYard's been having issues today.
Okay.
So it's on everybody live stream. Like if you pressing a button or one of the commands, StreamYard been acting really crazy. But I'm finna end the show though. So we glad you got that good work in and you was able to talk about it briefly. And then maybe we can, when y'all gonna be live? You on mute? You on
Gambia.
mute? You said
Gambia.
what?
Gambia.
Yeah, when?
Yeah.
It's October.
You gotta go. Somebody from Masi gotta go.
Kofi supposed to be going.
No, I don't think he's going no more.
I don't know. He told me because it was a week. I can't do it.
Yeah,
I
it's
want
10 days. It's to the
10
17th to like the
days.
29th. But like 2 of those days are on the plane. Like our plane, we're not gonna get there till the 19th because we're gonna be in Morocco for like a whole day. So we're gonna do like a day trip in Morocco. Then we get to Banjul.
Y'all going over there to holler at the bays, the elves and the bays?
No. So when I went to Egypt, I had on a fez in one of my pictures. So I didn't ask what it's about. But like are there Moors in, or I don't know. Maybe I think that's like actual religion and doesn't have anything to do with like Moorish identity. I think this just the fez is just really popular. I don't know. Because Reggie was like, yeah, I'm gonna tell everybody on you, Juju. I was like, hey, they was dancing and partying, so I joined in.
Well, that's it for us, y'all. We're gonna catch y'all later. We'll get on up out of here, man. Thank you for coming up, Juju.
Playback.
Yeah. It's that playback ASAP.
From Africa, but they will be able to tell you about Africa. They wouldn't be vaguely saying they from Africa.
Told you, messing
like when
up.
a European says I'm from Europe, he doesn't say I'm from
That
Europe.
janky.
He says I'm from Germany. I'm from a particular province. I still got people out there, right? You know, when people say hold on. When people say they from Asia, they tell you where about from Asia they from. They tell you their province. They tell you they still got people out there. These people will confirm that they are indeed a part of their heritage. But you niggas was calling y'all African? Oh, mysteriously, you have no contact with the people you say you descend from. So I don't believe you. Bro.
Hating Africa and hating the African, we ended up even hating ourselves without even realizing it. Because you can't hate the roots of a tree and not hate the tree. The roots of a tree and not hate the tree.
You ain't no Indian, please try again. Everybody know you's an African. And Malcolm X said, you can't hate the root without hating the tree. Now take a look at you, you's a wannabe Cherokee. And I told you before, you need some therapy. And why you never show the genealogy? You owe your ancestors an apology. And you know they turning over inside of their graves just because you don't wanna come from a slave. So you gotta take this whip test. I caught another apple slipping. Caught another apple slipping. Caught another apple slipping. Caught another apple. Caught another apple. Caught another apple slipping. Hey, caught another apple slipping. Hey, caught another apple slipping. Hey, caught another apple. Caught another. Let's go. Caught another apple slipping. Caught another apple slipping. Caught another apple slipping. Caught another apple. Caught another apple. Caught another apple slipping. Yo, check this out, man. You wasn't already here, man. Dane Calloway lied to you, man. The research guy lied to you, man. Karimio lied to you, man. Your ancestors come from Africa, whether you like it or not. So no matter what you do, no matter what you say, you will always be an African. You can't deny the facts. You can't deny the evidence. You can't deny the genealogy. You can't deny the DNA. You can't deny it, man. Whether you like it or not, you are African. Call the abo slipping. That's all we do. That's all we do. Let's go.
Got some dewy-eyed thing that you got a friend. I still ask you to look at that mirror. And if nothing staring back at you is friendly, then you've got no friend.
How the fuck y'all find an African in my fucking family, but y'all ain't find
his
y'all?
own genealogy.
Shut the fuck up. That don't make sense, for one. Listen, y'all don't know what y'all did.
Feel like you standing on business.
Y'all lied on me, because y'all don't even know if that's me. And if y'all can trace that shit back to it's me, it's only 2 people in YouTube that got my information.
Yeah, he died by his own genealogy. You ain't an Indian, you ain't got a lot of me. Half of this track, best believe you lose a lot of sleep. Probably because you made it up to us honestly. You ain't a Cherokee, you ain't a Chickasaw, you ain't a Blackfoot, nigga get lost. You just a fool with low comprehension. So I gotta come through with the henchmen. NAC, Sean P, Shy Son, Lucky. Don't forget Jay, got no time to play. Caught an apple slipping with his genealogy. Now he's a con and I ain't talking about a singer. I'm coming for the top apple leader. He ain't a teacher, he's a preacher. He can't keep up, so we leave him. Yeah, he died by his own genealogy. You ain't an Indian, you ain't got a lot of me. After the track, best believe you lose a lot of sleep. Probably because you made it up to us possibly. You ain't a Cherokee, no. You ain't a Chickasaw, no. You ain't a Blackfoot, nigga get lost. You just a fool with low comprehension. So I gotta come through with the henchmen. NAC, Sean P, Shy Son, Lucky. Don't forget Jay, got no time to play. Caught an apple slipping off his genealogy. Now he's a con. OTK. TKO. Now he's a con. OTK. You died. TKO. Genealogy.